Hey, didn't expect to see me so soon, right? Okay. They decided to, dive into the Browns a little bit during this off season. And I wanted to start out with Hue Jackson. Can Hue Jackson win back this team and the fans? I know a lot of people say, well, he's got the team is behind him. No. McCourtney and others came out and said, we don't want to hear excuses and everything else. We should have been able to win some game. We're not a championship team yet or anything else, but we should have been able to win some games with the team that we had, players we had, and I agree with him. And I'm sure most people do. I think Jackson, first of all, for one thing, he spent too much time trying to take care of Kaiser and trying to be an offensive coordinator. If you want to be an offensive coordinator or you want to be a quarterback guru or whatever, don't be a head coach. It's simple. Don't be a head coach, because a head coach is supposed to know the offense, the special teams, and the defense all across the board. He should be involved in everything. That's what he's there for. That's what the head coach is for. He's not there to just be, I'm going to take care of the offense, you guys take care. Well, then why don't you be an offensive coordinator? They ask him questions about the defense, and he doesn't know. Well, you don't have to talk to Greg Williams about that. No, we're talking to you about it. That's what that's what the media should say to him and everything. Well, we're asking you. You're the head coach. Shouldn't you know something about the defense? So I think he's lost a lot of his players with that attitude, the attitude that we got to play a perfect game to win, and everything. If you're telling the media that, on one hand, how are you in the room with the players trying to convince them that they can win a ball game? If you just got done saying they have to play a perfect game, you're basically saying we don't have the players to win in this league, and now you're in here trying to convince them that they can go out and win a ball game. Yeah, I don't know how you do that. And apparently he doesn't either. So I think he needs to win the team back personally. I could be wrong, but I believe that. So now the fans, can you win the fans back? Personally, I was happy to see him come here. Disappointed last year, 1-15. But I thought, and he made a lot of bad calls during the season. But I thought, okay, let's attribute that to first-year coaching. He'll sit down in the off season, he'll look at all this here, and he'll come back a better coach. Yeah, how'd that work out? It didn't work out very well. And part of it is because he hasn't decided he's a head coach yet. He hasn't made that decision. He wants to be the offensive guy. He hasn't made a decision to be a head coach. Until he makes that decision, there's no use for him to be coaching the football team. But he's going to be, at least for a little while. Now, Haslam's to blame, obviously. Why is Jackson reporting to Haslam? No, he brought John Dorsey in. John Dorsey's a football guy. Haslam, you ain't the football guy. John Dorsey's a football guy. Hue Jackson should report to him. And Dorsey says, this is who I want for our offensive coordinator. And Jackson says, that's not who I want. I was thinking about it. And Dorsey should say, hey, Hue, this is who our offensive coordinator is going to be. And he's going to call the plays. And he's going to set up the offense. And you're going to start doing what you're supposed to do, and that's coach the football team. Coach the football team. So I think he needs to come out and he needs to make a public apology. And he needs to say, you know what? I did some soul searching. I didn't do a very good job the first 2 years. And I passed the buck a lot. I'm going to change, guys. I'm going to change, everybody. I'm going to start coaching this football team. I'm going to stop working on one aspect of this team, and I'm going to start overlooking the whole team. Give me a chance. I ask you for a chance. Give me a chance to show you that I'm going to turn things around this next year. Stick with us. I guarantee it'll happen. We're going to start winning, and we're going to start winning early. Is he going to do that? No, he's not going to do that. It's too egotistical. And he's got Haslam where he wants him. And until he starts losing some more games next year, he's going to keep Haslam where he wants him. And hopefully he doesn't mess things up. We got John Dorsey in here, and he just, Dorsey can take this team over and probably turn it into a winner. And darn, it's a shame that he can't bring his own coach in. But Haslam needs to tell Jackson, Dorsey's the man. You talk to Dorsey. Dorsey will talk to me. Final decision comes down. If there's a decision, if there's a conflict between you and him, he makes the final decision on everything. So, I don't think that's going to happen. But I think that's the only chance the Browns have. I don't think they can afford to start out 0-4 next year. If they go 0-4 next year, you got to dump Jackson immediately, because they're going to have a veteran quarterback who probably should come in here and be able to win. And then they could also have two young quarterbacks who could possibly be the quarterbacks of the future. Kaiser being one of them. And then either Darnold or Rosen or whoever they bring in. But Kaiser definitely is in the mix. He needs to be in the mix. The kid has shown moxie. And Jackson kind of threw him under the bus a little bit this year and everything. Instead of manning up and saying, I asked him to do too much his first year. Instead of manning up and everything, he put it on Kaiser. So, anyway, that's my opinion. I'd like to hear your opinion. I'd like to see some comments down below about what you think about Hue Jackson. I know you think he should be fired. I do too, but he's not going to be fired. So he's going to be here. So how does he win back your respect before the season? Can he win it back before the season, or does he have to go into the season and start winning some ball games first before you're even going to give him any possibility of respect? Okay, and that's reasonable. That's reasonable. You can't start out 0-4. You cannot start out 0-4. You lose 4 games, Jackson's out. Anybody comes in as an interim coach because they can lose just as well, maybe even squeeze a victory out of the team. So that's my opinion. That's the first of my opinion is going to be on Hue Jackson and everything. And I'll probably go with some of the players, and I'm looking at the quarterback stuff right now and everything else. Probably going to have a uninformed opinion of that coming up. I don't have a real clue right now on which quarterback I'd like to see. So again, tell me down below. I try to get back on comments. I can't always get back on the comments and everything. I spend a lot of time with my grandson, but I read the comments and I'll try to respond along the way. And let's see what I'd like to see what our opinion is. Can Jackson win back the team, and can he win back the fans? That's the question.